Hey there, wrestling fanatics. It's the host with the most here. It is teamryry, and I'm back for a brand new episode of teamryry's Wrestling Podcast, episode number 59. I have two guests here. It has been a while. Welcome back, guys. Go ahead and plug your social media, guys. One at a time, please.
I am glad to be back. These are always fun, like I said. You can follow me on Twitter and YouTube at the PIWKO, and I know that Rai is always good about putting links in the description, so thank you, Rai, and thank you for having me back.
Yes, and you can find me on Twitter at NoTweetRyan, or you can find me on YouTube at NoUploadRyan.
Thank you very much, guys. I really appreciate it. Off the record, I do video game streaming. If you want to check it out, it should be up later on today. It's on my second YouTube channel, so check it out, guys. You guys didn't say nothing, so.
Oh, sorry.
I was talking to you, not the audience.
Oh, I thought this was the point for your gaming.
Yeah.
I apologize.
It's okay.
But yes, I will check it out. I will check it out as soon as podcast.
I will watch it. I will click on any of the ads. I will put money in Rai's pocket.
Well, I don't have no money yet, I gotta finish it, but hopefully soon I will get it going.
We never have money. No one has money.
Yeah, okay, first thing first, we're gonna kick this off with a bang. This Sunday is Survivor Series, the 30th anniversary of Survivor Series. So what is your favorite moment so far of Survivor Series?
Oh man, you put me on the spot. I need a second to think about this.
Okay, Ryan, you go first then.
Yeah, Ryan, you go first.
My thoughts on Survivor Series, my preview.
No, not preview, your moments from the past. Your moments.
Oh, jeez. Oh my god.
That's a good question because there's so many good
debuting.
There was one. When I think of Survivor Series, to be honest, I think of the one time that DX was they were like the head of the team. I think this was 2009, and CM Punk was on the team as well. And I think I remember that. I think that's the right thing. But that was good because it was my two favorites on the same team. And yeah, I'll go with that one.
And Punk got a great reaction. Rock and Cena, Punk winning the title.
Oh, yeah.
Off Del Rio to begin his 434 days.
Yep.
Yeah, I picked that one instead.
What about last year when they had that Survivor Series tournament? Sheamus cashed in. I know it was not really things fell through because Seth Rollins got injured.
Yeah, and I wanted to add on one thing: the Shield debuting. I forgot about that completely.
Yeah, I was there live in Annapolis. I was there, Ryan, live.
Oh,
there you go.
I remember that because you were there, and then my friend Ali was there, and he caught the Mick Foley, Mr. Sacco.
Yes.
Good times, good times.
So I can with 30 years in the making. Holy crap, time is going so fast.
Oh yeah.
Fine.
Yeah, man. And I think it's the first time they're doing this, a Survivor Series travel package, right? Or is this the second time they're doing this?
I think this is the first time that they're doing like a whole weekend event.
Okay.
I know that this is going to be the first of many, so they're going to do it for Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, and Survivor Series.
Oh, wow.
Where there's more than one show.
Okay.
So yeah, it's going to be NXT, and then it's going to be the Survivor Series or whatever the main pay-per-view is, and then they're going to have Monday Night Raw and SmackDown. So you're pretty much paying for 4 shows for like a cheaper price than you normally would because of the travel package.
Yeah, if you want to go in that direction, that's cool. They should have done that years ago. You know that, Tony? I mean, I'm sorry, Pico.
Yeah, I got you. I mean, honestly, I kind of don't like it because it kind of goes away from like WrestleMania. Like WrestleMania always used to be like the more than one day, like event that you would go for like a whole weekend. So I don't know. I mean, we'll have to see what happens, but it's a way for them to get money.
Pretty much. Are they still gonna? I discussed this a while back. Are they still gonna have that museum in Orlando, Florida, or did that thing fell through again? Any Any updates on that?
I don't. That hasn't been in the news for a minute. Uncle Dave hasn't told me anything, but I think that fell through because we would have heard about that and they would have started it for WrestleMania 33, which is going to be in Orlando. So yeah, I don't think we're going to get that anytime soon.
Ah, darn it!
Oh yeah, that would have been awesome.
Oh yeah. Maybe because of short notice. Maybe they got went to they come back to Orlando. Okay. Let me see here. The first thing I want to discuss. What's your thoughts on Jerry King Lawler? Do you think he's doing a good job of whatever he's doing right now? I think he's doing the pre-show on the pay-per-views and on Raw, right, guys?
I think so. I think it's just the pre-shows. I honestly don't know. The last time I heard anything about Jerry Lawler was when I met him in 2012. So I really don't pay attention to Jerry the King Lawler.
What about you, Ryan?
Yeah, I'm not too sure, Jerry Lawler. He's there.
He's a good
Okay.
guy.
So do you think he should step down and let other guys take over, or do you think he's doing an okay job whatever he's doing now, currently?
I think WWE's going to use it as more of a reputation thing with
Okay.
all the stuff that he's done.
Okay.
That they're going to kind of be like, all right, let's let this guy take a seat.
Okay. Let me see here. What's your thoughts on the head shrinkers back in the day? Probably you guys know the history about them, right?
The who?
The head shrinkers.
Never heard of them. I honest to God have never heard of the head shrinkers.
What about you, Ryan?
I don't. Head shrinkers, I'm not sure.
Okay, it's like I think they all relate to The Rock. I'm not too sure. They're like I forgot. They won tag team champions, and they have Captain Lou as a manager. So Captain Lou, he was a good manager. He was in that MTV music video back in the day. You could look it up on YouTube. So those managers were freaking awesome back in the day. We don't have great managers of today era. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
Paul Heyman.
Yeah, one, but we need more managers. You're not like a big cluster. You know what I'm saying? But I think 80s and 70s was a good thing of WWF with the managers, and they fade away, and then they came back with Paul Heyman. I think Paul Heyman is the greatest manager of today, you know, or whatever he calls himself. But he's awesome on the mic, you know.
Oh yeah, I agree.
And I guarantee he's gonna be in the Hall of Fame, you know.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Like, give him a couple more years, and maybe they'll have like I don't know, they'll have a thing like dedicated to him.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on Ted DiBiase? Not the son, the father.
True story. I met him for $1 at a baseball game, and he was really nice.
Really?
Yeah, he came to a town near me, and it was him and Sergeant Slaughter.
Okay.
And he had the gimmick belt, and I met him, and I will tweet the picture, which you can see on @WeThePIWKO on Twitter.
Nice.
And it was a good time.
What about you, Ryan? What's your thoughts on Ted DiBiase, the dad, not the son?
I think he's a good guy. I remember one time when I was old, I wrote him a letter. He signed all my cards, sent them back. Nice guy.
Okay, this is my theory on a guy. I don't know if I ever tell you the story. I went to the Chicago Wizard World back in 2010. It was him and Virgil, and of course Ted DiBiase. They want to socialize. They want to make the money. So he's like I guess he had a bad day. Was acting like a jerk to me. So okay, so I just walked away, and I tried to talk to Virgil. He was not very talkative either, and that really sums it up, you know. And that's really sad. They should be more socialized with the fans, you know.
Yeah, that's weird.
It's Virgil. Like, I mean, I've heard nothing but. Well, I heard one good thing about Virgil. Virgil was talking to Breach and the gang at WrestleMania 32, and they were like talking for a good little while, and he didn't even charge them.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So it's like, I mean, you hear some good stories, you hear some bad stories. Maybe they just had a. Who knows? But I'm sure they regret doing the bad fan interactions.
Probably. Another thing is, I think I mentioned this a while back when I met Melina. I got her autograph. I went to what is that place called? What's that place called? Pico, you know it. It's in Illinois.
Oh, that place.
No,
Honestly,
the car show.
oh, the shoot. Are you talking about the auto museum?
Yes. So I met her one time. Of course, it feel like 3.5 hours, but it went so fast. I told her, I think this is, I forgot what year it was, but I got an autograph. She said, to Rai, from Melina with the heart. I think I made a video on it a while back. I wish she came back, but I guess she has so much drama backstage with the W and all the good stuff. Are you guys a fan of Melina, or are you glad she's gone?
Honestly, I don't have a preference, but yeah.
What about you, Ryan?
I was a fan of her back in the day with Eminem. I remember that. Like, those were some good storylines.
Yes, but I'm talking about when she was won her own for the women's belt. Were you a fan of her?
Oh, true story. Okay, back at Ryra, I think you were at the show. Night of Champions 2010, when they had the Divas title and the women's title, and that was the last time we ever saw the women's title. Was that the same show? I'm thinking, or am I thinking of the right thing?
Yeah.
It was her versus Cool.
Yes.
And they unified the belts.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a good time.
But do you really think Melina came? Like, I know when she first wrestled Trish, it was a bad match, and then years to come, she came out to be a pretty darn good wrestler, in my opinion. Melina.
Yeah.
Is she worthy a future Hall of Famer or no?
I mean, everyone is worthy of a Hall of Fame, to be honest. Like, if you work in that company, so.
Yeah. But I think some of these people are not really worthy. Like Coco Beware. What the hell has he accomplished?
That's a shoot right there. I don't know.
Well, it's true. I'm being honest. Drew Carey, come on now. Just because he made appearance at the Rumble, and come on now, that's ridiculous. Stick with the wrestlers, W. If you want to have a what? Go ahead, Pico. What?
I'm gonna say, if we're gonna talk about, I don't know what your rules are. I'm talking about politics. We're talking about Hall of Fame. We gotta talk about being. That's insane.
Who?
Yeah, think about it.
What? Oh, you talking about Donald Trump?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but I'm not a big fan of politics, so I don't really want to discuss it.
Well, neither do I. I just brought it up because we're talking about the Hall of Fame.
Oh, yeah. But just saying, don't you think they should just stick with wrestlers? You know what I'm trying to say?
I agree. I think they should, because, I mean, like, I don't care about, like, these people, like, these other people, but they want the star value, and they want people to go see the shows so they can induct, different people, so who knows?
Another thing, speaking of Hall of Fame, it's sad that about Vader. Isn't it sad 2 years, he only has 2 years living?
It's really sad.
Now, I don't know why it's taking so forever for W to get their butt and get her to put him in the Hall of Fame. He should have been in the Hall of Fame like 10 years ago,
Same with Macho Man.
Yeah, I know. Why do you gotta wait so long and say, oh wow, he passed away, let's put him in the Hall of Fame,
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't make sense, but what are you gonna do?
What's your thoughts on this Vader thing, Ryan, the talk? It went crazy on social media when he announced it.
Yeah, I think it's sad when it's anyone, but then when you have a guy that, like, impacted something that you watch so much, it's gonna be just, like, I don't know, it's gonna have something else to it. So.
Now, did you guys watch his WCW run on the network or live back in the day?
Well, back in the day, I was in a live, and Ryan is younger than me, and personally, I really don't care about the old stuff. When I'm talking about 2006, 2007, and anything beyond 2005, I'd say, I personally couldn't care less about. So that's my stance on the topic. Ryan?
Yeah, what about you, Ryan?
I watched, like, bits and pieces, but I've never, like, sat down and really watched it. I've seen some of I saw the Japan thing where his eye came out. That was insane.
Ew, what? I don't want to see that. Yeah, that's what I said.
But Ryan, this I don't know if you remember. Vader used to be in the WF, and he did not get the major push like he did in WCW. So that guy deserves the Hall of Fame. Now he's complaining, or I heard that the reason his heart having health issues because all that football back in the day and all that wrestling, it took a toll on him, and probably wrestled over his limit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Same thing for football. I don't know if he likes it for the money or for the fame. What do you think on that thing? What do you think?
I don't really know what to think about it because it's like, yes, you're doing it and you're putting yourself at a risk and you know that you're doing it, but with so much like of the new discoveries, it's just kind of hard to tell.
Yeah, I don't know what to say. Now, do you guys heard that next year that Survivor Series will be in Houston, Texas? Now, I don't believe it until WWE makes it official because the last time I heard a rumor that the Rumble will be in LA, then they changed their mind and people were so pissed off. Was that really the confirmed date in LA, or was that just a rumor for the Rumble that year?
What? I don't know about LA, but I do know that I'm like 99.99% sure that it will be in Survivor Series will be in Houston next year.
Okay.
So that is confirmed by Mr. Uncle Dave Meltzer himself, and so Survivor Series next year is in Houston, Texas. So that's confirmed.
Anything about Chicago? Are they gonna get the Big Four or not for a while?
Honestly, I think we should just stick with Payback in Chicago because Payback is like our pay-per-view. Like, you know about Payback. Like, it's our pay-per-view. Like,
yeah.
So I think we should just stick with Payback in Chicago because I personally, I think that's the best. Is Payback in Chicago.
Yeah, but don't you think it should be a change, like have Mania here or SummerSlam or something different? I know Chicago fans don't give a darn, but it's nice to have something different for a change.
Yeah, I mean, I was talking about this earlier on Twitter with I'll get his Twitter name. It's Griff. It's at Mr. Griffin B on Twitter. I was talking to him about like why Chicago should get Mania, and a couple of years ago I said that Chicago or WrestleMania should be in Wrigley Field, and I know that you would love that. I think that it's like such a historical place that you could have Wrigley Field WrestleMania, and it'll be awesome. Like, I don't know. I think that Chicago should get a pay-per-view or a WrestleMania very soon. And people say that, it's going to be cold and windy and rainy. It's like WrestleMania 29 was in New York, and it rained during Undertaker's entrance. And it was freezing cold, I heard. So it's why can't you have it in Chicago when you had it in New York?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, WWE should not really give a darn about the weather because you can't really predict it. Look what happened off the record. Super Bowl, I think 06, Bears and Colts in Miami, and it rained for crying out loud. Pico,
Oh yeah, that was something else. I remember Super Bowl. We had a Super Bowl party, and I had one of those old camcorders with the VHS tapes that I record Devin Hester's. His return.
Yeah.
The very first move of the very first play of the game was his return for a touchdown, and at that point I was like, there's no doubt in my mind the Bears are winning the Super Bowl, and then it was really upsetting because everyone was upset and everyone was leaving because they started to not do so well, and I remember that. But honestly, WrestleMania in Chicago, I think it would be awesome, even if they have it in Soldier Field, because for one, that would mean that every single person would be staying at my house for that weekend. So we could have a YWC cookout, a legit one outside my house. And yeah, I mean, everyone will be in our town. You know what I mean, right? I know you're from Indiana, but you're close to Chicago. So it's everyone coming to Chicago for wrestling. They're gonna hang out at my house and have a cookout. You can't get any better than that.
Hey, that'd be awesome. Maybe I could come, huh?
Yeah, everyone's invited. We'll have a cookout.
Yeah, I don't know if well, the weather, I don't know about the weather. The weather might be goofy, Pico?
That's true. I mean, who knows? knows? Maybe they'll put a dome over Soldier Field in the next 10 years.
Shit, I wish. That's what I need. But I think they should do it at Wrigley Field because number one, they got that big jumbo screen they just put in recently, and that'd be awesome. And I don't know if they could put the ring in the field. I know recently they had hockey there, so if they could do that, they could put Mania there.
Exactly.
So I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see.
Did you guys got W2K17 or you got no desire of picking up, or you gonna wait for Christmas?
I have not played a WWE game since the one that Punk was on.
Wow.
Which was 13. I'm thinking if I'm gonna get any new kind of like game, I'm thinking of getting like MLB game or something like that. I don't know if I'm gonna actually get WWE. The only reason I get 2K is to play like a couple games as Kevin Owens. But like honestly, to me, wrestling games are boring. I'd rather play like a football game or like hockey or baseball or soccer or something like that. So that's my stance on the topic.
Yeah, every game's out there is it's getting boring anyway.
Exactly.
So,
Ryan, what do you think?
Yeah, I actually got the game. It's pretty good. I like the different way it's set up this time. So.
What else? What match? Okay, let's discuss this off the record. What match are you really looking forward to? Besides, I know everybody probably in their mother are gonna watch NXT Takeover because that's gonna be better than Survivor Series, and that is sad.
I wouldn't go that far.
That's just expression, but I don't know if Survivor Series is sold out, but I know NXT is sold out for Saturday. But what are you gonna say, Pico?
I think it's the other way around.
What?
Survivor Series was sold out before the Brock Lesnar versus Goldberg match was even announced, and because like Toronto hasn't had a pay-per-view in a few years now, so that sold out in minutes. NXT I think still has tickets available, or it just recently sold out. So it's going to be the opposite, and I personally think that Survivor Series is going to be the better show because I have a feeling that Samoa Joe is going to beat Nakamura, and he's gonna Nakamura's gonna go to Raw. So then when I go see him, when I go to Raw in December, I'll be able to see Nakamura and do the whole the yow and the
You don't think Samoa Joe is ready to come to the main roster yet?
Well, to be totally honest with you, both of them should have just debuted on the main roster. I don't know why in the world they're still in NXT.
Yeah.
But one of them has to get to the main roster sooner or later. So why can't it be Nakamura so I can mark out like bananas?
Oh, you're not a big fan of Samoa Joe?
Oh, I'm a fan of Samoa Joe, but I'm a fan of Nakamura more than Samoa Joe.
Oh.
It's Nakamura. It's the king.
I like but well, I think if he goes, he needs to go to SmackDown because Raw has too much talent, Pico.
Hey, I'm fine with either or because if he goes to Raw or SmackDown in the next couple of weeks, then I'm going to see him no matter what. And
yeah.
I just want to and that's another thing we can talk about. We can talk about Taker if you wanted to get on that topic.
Oh yeah, speaking of him, what's going on? Does that mean he's going to be a full-time wrestler?
That's what I mean, I wouldn't say full-time wrestler, but I think it's going to be like, some person's going to go out there and say, oh, this, that, and the other, and all of a sudden the Taker's music hits. And the lights go off, and like, I don't know, Rob Banks comes on that. So I mean, I think he could like show up at any time. So I don't think he's going to actually have like full-on like feuds. I think he'll just have a match here.
Okay. So I heard rumors that he might face AJ Styles at Rumble.
That'd be awesome.
I'd be all for it.
I'd be for it.
Or there's another rumor going around that he might face HBK at Rumble because it's in San Antonio, but that's just a rumor.
No, can I rant for a second? Can I, like, real quick?
Go for it. Go ahead.
Okay. I was a kid once, and
You
when
were?
I was a kid, I watched Undertaker beat my favorite wrestler of all time, Shawn Michaels, and that was the last match that Shawn Michaels ever wrestled in. And to this day, he has not wrestled in a match. So if he wrestles, I'm going to be so upset. You don't understand. I cried when he retired for a reason, and I don't want that reason to be thrown away like stupid Ric Flair when he when he had that whole leave the memories like that whole thing no, it's not happening. It's not happening with Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels is never going to wrestle again, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, but that's what they call it, fantasy. That'd be awesome still,
Oh, well, if we're talking about fantasy matches, and in my fantasy, I have Shawn Michaels versus CM Punk going a year-long feud. So I mean, that's my fantasy match. I don't care about Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels anymore. We already saw that twice. I want to see CM Punk return in his hometown of Chicago, Raw December 26th, where he faces off with Shawn Michaels, and then I wake up the next morning and it was all a dream.
Huh. Yeah, I mean, I wish Punk came back, but he's not gonna come back.
And I'm fine with that too. I don't care if he comes back. If he doesn't, what's it called? I'm gonna support him in whatever he does. If he jumps off the Sears Tower, if he does another UFC fight or whatever, I don't care. I'll support him in whatever.
Do you think he will come back, Ryan, or no?
I think give it about 5 or so years, and then he
no, he's not gonna come back at all. I don't think he'll ever come back.
Yeah, I don't think he'll ever come back, but I say if he does, it'll be at least 5 years.
He will. They always come back, Pico. Come on now.
Okay, but they is not CM Punk. I've listened to that Colt Cabana podcast with CM Punk. I'd say at least 7 times since it was released, and each time I pick up new information. And honestly, CM Punk is different than all of them. There's he actually hates he hates it more than everyone. Yes, everyone left because they hated it. They didn't come back for so many years, but this is a different situation. So
yeah.
Yes.
It has been 20 years since The Rock debuted at Survivor Series today.
What was that? 1996.
Yep. I tweeted early on Twitter.
Yeah. I remember it like I was 2 months old.
Wow, is that crazy? Man, I can't wait. Man, that's gonna be great when he goes in the Hall of Fame. That great speech, him, Taker. They won't be both in the Hall of Fame in one night because that'd be too much overkill. 2 superstars.
I mean, they had Macho Man and Kevin Nash go in at the same time.
Yeah, but Macho Man is more bigger than Nash.
Then why didn't Macho Man main event?
What do you mean?
WrestleMania 31 weekend. You were there, weren't you? At the Hall of Fame?
Oh yeah, I don't know why.
Neither do I.
But I don't give a darn anybody says Macho Man is still better than Nash. I don't care.
I agree.
There's no reason in hell Kevin Nash should close out the Hall of Fame that year. That was stupid.
Yeah, I mean,
I know Macho Man passed away, but his brother could do the darn speech, not Hogan.
That's very true. Hey, Rara, real quick off the record, do you listen to The Art of Wrestling with Colt Cabana?
No.
Okay, well, if anyone's listening to the Edge podcast, the Colt Cabana Art of Wrestling with Edge, that was released today, the day that we're recording this, which is Thursday the 17th. That is a very good podcast, and I recommend it to everyone, and I recommend it to both Ryan and Rara.
Okay. Nice. Hey, Ryan.
Yeah.
Ryan, you there?
Yes.
Okay, wondering, you got any desire to go on any pay-per-views or house shows in the future for WWE?
It depends on who's going to be there. If it's the Raw crew with Owens, I'd be more inclined to go. But with SmackDown, it's going to have to be more of a convenience thing. But I could definitely see myself going to Payback in Chicago.
Okay. Now, I know that people say I don't know if you agree with me or not that house shows are very boring. You agree or disagree on the comment?
I love house shows.
Yeah, but some people say it's the same old crap. But I think house shows are way better than TV because they could go all out and there's no time limit. You know.
Yeah.
I really want to go one day. The NXT house shows or live events, but those are always sold out. Always, especially for the pay-per-views. You know, always. You know.
Always.
Remember that one, Pico, the one from Chicago? They sold out very quickly, and then they get more batch of tickets, and they were gone already. You know.
Yeah, I know.
Did you try to get them tickets, or were you not home at the time?
I don't think I was home. I think I was at school for that. I could be wrong.
But I think that was a dumb place to put it. They should put it at the United Center or Allstate Arena. You know.
Well, now they will. Wasn't that at the Portage Theater?
Yes.
True story. That's a block down Punk's house.
What the hell they did that for? Is it because it was just a last minute decision?
There's on that same road. Have you ever been to Superdog?
No. What is it?
It's a place that sells hot dogs in Chicago, and you pull up your car and you order like you would at Sonic.
Yeah, right.
They bring it to your car, and it's probably one of the best hot dogs in the world.
Hey, is there a video on YouTube?
I think I made a video of it. I can send it to you as soon as this podcast is over.
Excellent, good. Is there a Sonic in Illinois?
Oh, hello? What?
Ryan or Pico, is there a Sonic out there in Kansas City or Illinois? Do you guys know?
Yes, there's a Sonic by my house, and there's a Sonic down the street from me right now.
Are they good?
I've only had their slushies, and I haven't had their food in about 6 years.
Okay. I'm just wondering, is it really worth it? Off the record, this KO and Y2J, how long is this going to last? And do you think someone's going to screw someone that's anniversaries? I'd like someone's opinion on that.
If you think that Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens are going to screw each other over, then Rai, you just made the list.
No, really, you don't think so?
Honestly, I'm sure it's coming. I'm surprised that Jericho is still with, still with WWE now. I heard that he's gonna leave in the next couple of months, but that could be, that was September. So
yeah.
Who knows now? But I don't know. I think it's gonna come to Jericho versus Owens for the title.
Of course, KO's gonna retain it, right? There's no way in hell that he's gonna let Y2J win it, right?
I mean, God forbid it happens. I wouldn't mind it. I would hate to see Owens lose the title. And with my luck, I'd be at that show.
Yeah.
No, I think it would. I think they'll give it to Jericho for a little bit.
But do you think it's gonna happen this Sunday? KO got rolled up and Y2J wasn't paying attention, didn't help his buddy out, and that started the feud, or what?
I didn't read the Observer this week, so I couldn't tell you. But probably, if it does happen, I think it will happen at Survivor Series.
Or it could happen maybe the road to WrestleMania and they're going to have one-on-one match at Mania, or do you think that they don't want to wait that long for the match?
I hope it doesn't happen at Mania.
Okay.
Then again, I'm not going to Mania, so who knows? But
what about you, Ryan? Do you like to see Y2J versus KO soon, or no?
Ryan?
Did we lose him?
This is a live podcast. Ryra does not edit, so yeah. Well, we're currently getting Ryan back as soon as possible. I don't know where he's at. Well, honestly, if Kevin Owens does lose the title to Chris Jericho, maybe the Money in the Bank winner, if
All right, can you hear me?
Yeah, what happened to you?
Ryan, are you there?
Yeah, I could hear you, but it wouldn't work. So I don't know.
You're back now?
Continue.
Yeah, I'm back.
Back better than ever.
Okay, what are you gonna say now, Pico? You gonna say something to Ryan? Remember?
Oh, no, I was just saying. I was just trying to make up time for Ryan being gone. Ryan, answer the question.
What was was the question?
Yeah.
Oh my God, Ryra, are you watching the game?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just.
Man, Carolina is kicking butt. Holy cow.
It's a lot.
Okay, no, well,
the souls, the hearts.
I forgot where we left off now. God darn it.
We were talking about Kevin Owens losing to Chris Jericho.
Yeah, do you think that match is gonna happen, Ryan, or do you think later on in this year?
I think they'll have Jericho return, and then that's how they build up a feud. So maybe have Jericho come back as a babyface later in the year.
But you don't think it's gonna happen, or sometime in 2017 they're gonna go at it? You think it's gonna start at Survivor Series in Y2J gets pinned and KO's not helping or something like that, you know?
I think they're gonna hold off. I think they'll do it later, and I think they'll have Jericho do a big turn on Owens, and I see him building off that. But I don't see him doing it.
So it's gonna kick off at the Rumble sometime, right? 2017.
Possibly. I think what they have going is so good that WWE isn't gonna want to cut it off.
Okay. What about do you guys like to see still Seth Rollins versus Triple H or no?
Oh man, that would be that's my WrestleMania main event this year. Make it for the title. Make it for no title. I don't care. I want to see that match.
No, I want a no title, and they say I don't know if you saw Seth's video on Facebook. He's gonna keep doing the move until he faces Triple H. Then he will change his move. So, what's your thoughts on the new move? What kind of moves do you think Seth Rollins will do after he faces Triple H? Any ideas, guys?
I think he should go back to the curb stomp to pay tribute to Shane Hollister. Yeah, I don't know. I think he should go back to the curb stomp.
I agree 100%. That could be like the next Sweet Chin music.
Why did they ban it? Is it because due to injury or what?
Something about their heads.
But if that's the case, then he won't go back to that move then.
That's true, but then again, who knows?
Yeah. It just the whole pedigree looks so stupid on Seth. You know, it looks dumb.
I think it looks cool.
Well, maybe at first because when he was in the authorities, now he's not even part of the authorities. They don't even have the authority gimmick anymore.
Him doing the pedigree just shows that Triple H is still running the biz in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming they're gonna start that storyline maybe next Monday night, or they gotta do it soon.
They got time. Triple H can screw Seth Rollins in the Royal Rumble.
Or do you think Triple H might come out of nowhere Sunday to screw Raw?
I think it's funny that we're talking about Triple H because I'm wearing the exclusive Triple H Barry shirt right now. But I don't know, it could happen. But I just think that they need to wait and do it at Royal Rumble, and then they can do it at Mania, like the match at Mania or something like that.
Okay, do you think there should be a stipulation if they meet at the Mania, Triple H and Seth?
The pedigree is on the line.
I think guys make it a street fight match. Like back in the day, Mick Foley versus Triple H, Rumble 2000. That was an epic match.
Oh yeah.
But do you guys miss Triple H, a full-time wrestler, or do you think he's doing okay? What he's doing?
I personally like the Triple H holder of the shovel gimmick. So I mean, he's got a lot to do. He's running the biz in NXT. So I mean, I wouldn't mind. Like honestly, like if I want to see Triple H, if Triple H comes back, then like I want that like hint to the DX days, because if we don't get that DX days, then it's like he's just buried Triple H to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you guys prefer lately, Raw or SmackDown? I know a lot of people these days don't watch Raw or SmackDown because it's so boring and so long for Raw. So what's your guys' thoughts on the current thing going on since the draft?
Well, personally, the past couple of weeks I haven't been watching SmackDown because I've had a lot of homework to do on Tuesday nights. But if I had to pick one show to watch every single week, I would pick SmackDown because SmackDown is amazing. It's 2 hours, and they know what they're doing.
Yeah. Now, what the hell's wrong with Raw? Is it because they got so much star power? They don't know how to spread it around, or what's the deal? What Raw?
It's 3 hours long. That's the problem. That's it. That's the issue. You go to SmackDown. SmackDown's 2 hours, so they have to cram everything in 2 hours, but they make it good. And then Raw is just 3 hours long, and they stretch it out over the 3 hours.
Do you think it's too much promos, or do you think it's just too much nonsense stuff?
All the above.
Do you think that the Cruiserweight should just go to SmackDown, in that match?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I think talking about Survivor Series, I think Kalisto is going to win the title, and I think Sami Zayn is going to win the title.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I don't understand that. The Miz just won it, and now he's got to drop it. That's so stupid of WWE. It should be Dolph, but the reason I did it because they don't want face versus a face, but Dolph could turn heel in that match,
That's true. I mean, think about this. What if now? If is like he's going like it's an even match, him versus Miz. All of a sudden, I'm here to show the world. Dolph Ziggler comes out and he screws Miz over. The ref doesn't see it. The roll-up pin, 1, 2, 3. Sami Zayn is your new champion. The Miz punches Ziggler in the face. Zack Ryder comes down, and it's just this triple threat friendship match that's going on, and it's just like crazy. Like, who knows? Like, I think that could happen.
Do you think that's gonna? I mean, if that happened, do you think they're gonna sign it that night?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Okay. Yeah, Taker looks good. If you guys saw this past Tuesday, he looks good shape. I made a video on it. I thought he in bad shape, but he just recently had hip surgery, so maybe that's all he needed, just new hip.
Yeah, probably.
Okay. What's your thoughts on that, Ryan?
I think Taker's one of those guys where it's like he's probably just like genetically gifted to where he can always just get jacked. And he's one of those guys where, like, even when he's old, I'm like, dude, that guy could still probably, like, whoop half of the roster if they got into a real fight. So, yeah, I'm pumped to see Taker back.
Yep. Do you think they should give him one more title run to hang it up, or no? He don't need a title run.
I think he's at too high of a risk to get injured to give him that big of a responsibility.
Okay.
Here's what I gotta say. So you do Undertaker, like I think that this is gonna be like his. It's not gonna be called this, but I think this is his like reunion tour or his retirement tour, where like he's gonna do a couple, like he's gonna do a match here, do a match there, and then have like one final WrestleMania match.
Yeah, but they've been saying that for a year. I thought last year would be his farewell tour, but it wasn't,
See, but that's the thing with the Undertaker. That he's a dead man. He can show up at any time. So it's like he could show up 30 years from now. Like hopefully it's still around. And like anything, you never know when Undertaker's gonna show up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna wrap this up. Thank you guys. I really appreciate it. You guys want to plug your social media or whatever you want to plug it? Go ahead, go for it, guys. One at a time, please.
All right, you can find me on Twitter at NoTweetRyan, or you can look me up on YouTube, NoUploadRyan. Thanks for having me on, Rai.
Anytime, go for it, Pico. Again.
Yeah. You get what's it called? You can find me in the link down below, and I don't know. Go check out all Rai's other videos because he's got good stuff, and go check out everyone else. And it's not about me; it's about everyone else. Just everyone, go leave a good comment on someone's video.
Yes, please do. Anyway, if you like this podcast, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. All the social media accounts are down below. Even my two guests. Subscribe to them, follow them on Twitter, and have a good one. And once again, don't forget to watch NXT this Saturday night, live from Toronto, Canada. And of course, last but not least, of Survivor, the 30th anniversary of Survivor. Hopefully, it's going to be a good show. And of course, Monday Night Raw and Tuesday Night SmackDown. So you got jam packed. Holy cow! So that wraps it up. Good night, everyone. You want to say good night?
Good night.
Have a good one.
Peace out. See you next episode.